my Dance Hub SA residency, I've been bringing together different elements of my practice, so the dance and the drawing worlds, combining them. And that's really been working towards an outcome, which I've been so process focused, which has been very helpful during the pandemic and everything, and just having this constant practice to go back to and to drop into at different scales, I guess. So when I've been able to be in the studio like this, I've got a lot of room to move, I can bring people in, and the collaborators and all the materials. And when I'm not able to be in the studio, when I've been homebound or we've been in those limiting spaces, then I've got more opportunity to just utilise my improvisation practice and alternate between dance and drawing. I think that's really where my work is at, but I have these grand visions of what's next. I think improvisation for me brings the present moment into focus. A lot of what we do as artists is observe the world and reflect it back in a fresh way, or in our voice, but in a way that connects to audiences, to bring people into their present moment. And improvisation does that over and over again. I think I'm going to choreograph and set something, but I revisit it a year later or 6 months later, and that component of the practice was richest when it was in its improvised form. And through working with other collaborators, I've been able to keep reiterating what is important in the improvisation, what is there that we're trying to uncover. And that I feel like as a practitioner, I can improvise by myself, I can improvise with others. And that is that meeting point between the visual artists and the dancers that I work with, During Dance Hub, Dance Rebooted, it's been really wonderful to have all the resources. That's just something I can't say thank you enough for. So having the space when we've been able to be here, having some extra resources to be able to invest in new materials, and that's really, I always thought that I was not a props dancer. Like, I didn't need props to tell the story, we just use movement, but actually capturing trace and capturing the dance and making it solid, making it tangible in a different way, leaving a relic like the pieces of paper and the plastic and the perspex that we're drawing on really gives like this other component to time-based practice, that you could see those drawings, you can see those marks, and it gives you an insight into something that's happened there before. And I think that helps me relate it to different components of time and different themes that I might work within my practice. The stage that I'm at the moment is trying to envisage how I can stage it. So the stage that I'm at is about staging the work. So the outcome, is it going to be in a theatrical environment, or is it going to be in somewhat more of a gallery space? There's been some really great light bulb moments that's happened in these past few days for me, with the help of some of my collaborators, especially Sophie Stewart, who we've been working with. And she and I were really like fleshing out the idea of what could the drawing be that still shows the passage of time, stays in a gallery space without the presence of the dancer. And the media artist I've been working with, Liam, he's been helping me to visualise how I could use projection and maybe even augmented reality. That sounds like way too much to think that we can actually achieve, but yes, there's layers of something physical to interact with in a space that the work stays in. And I think that's maybe what I hope that dance can be. There's always this underlying theme of trace and capturing time, and in some other projects and residencies that I've had the opportunity to deep dive into the Ediacaran fossils information around these first life forms that were the first objects, the first organisms to move. So we call them the first life forms that maybe they weren't animals yet, but these soft body creatures left a trace of their movements and their patterns in a layer of the earth which we are fortunate enough to have heaps of here in South Australia. So the examples in South Australia are throughout the Flinders Ranges and Kangaroo Island as well. And those really unique landscapes are definitely leaving an imprint on me and the research that I've been able to do through those fossils. This work is not particularly about the fossils, but it has that undertone that I can't go away from because I've been researching it so much. Dance Hub SA has got a a space that's rich with history. You can really feel that the artists from the past have been in this space, and that when you enter it, even as a solo artist, I feel like I'm part of the broader community. As an organisation, Dance Hub, connected to the other organisations in South Australia within the arts and across Australia, has meant that there's a lot of exchange that's really rich going on in this building.